he's quite the outdoorsman, and sometimes our own Scott Turner dresses up and joins the Mountain Man Rendezvous about 3 times a year.
He's brought us some pictures from a couple of places the fur trappers hold their parties. Scott joins us now. This is the 1700s to 1840s, correct? Very specific time period.
1700 to 1840s, that's correct. That was the time of the mountain man, the fur trade. They'd go up into the mountains, like the Rocky Mountains, the Appalachians, and up north. They would trap the fur in the winter time. There was a big demand for fur, beaver pelts, mink.
Is that his little beaver? Oh,
that's a mink.
Oh, very cool.
So they would trap them. They'd make their cabins along streams and rivers where the animals run, and they would set traps this way, that way, and the other way. And then the next morning they'd go out and check their trap lines.
And just a side note, for this particular era, the fur trapping was a major part of the economy in these days,
yeah. There was a big demand for it on the East Coast and in Europe. Coonskin caps, beaver hats, jackets, and whatnot.
So during these things, the rendezvous, do you catch your own food then? Are you trapping and catching?
Yes. They would trap and they would use the meat for their own food. When they got all their furs and everything ready and dried, they would take them down, and that's where the rendezvous came in. They would go down to a fort, and they would sell their furs for more equipment, more gunpowder for their guns, more food, beef jerky, and other supplies that they could take back in the mountains.
So that's what you guys are all coming together now to do that rendezvous.
To represent that, kind of like a reenactment. It's open to the public. We have it at a Boy Scout camp in Big Bear. That particular one is a Holcomb Valley Scout Ranch, and it's run by the Bighorn Mountain Man Club. And they do it every year around the end of August.
So you dress up in your period wear, I see. Is that a snee? Is that what that's called down there?
Snee.
No, this. This is my knife. This actually, one of the guys up there, his camp name is Four Bears. He made that for me.
Four Bears. What's your camp name?
I don't have one yet. It's usually when you do something. Usually when you do something wrong or mess up.
Oh no! Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I haven't got one yet.
There's a whole rank and file system. Well, let me ask you this: be honest. How long do you think you could survive living as a mountain man for real? A real fur trapper.
I just recently spent about 4 days up in the Azusa Canyon.
Can you do it for a year?
A year, if I had the right equipment.
Can you go McCandless, like into the wild?
I could probably do it for a month, easy.
Okay. Now you have your bow and arrow here set here, but you are also shooting muzzle guns. Is that?
Yeah, muzzleloading guns.
Kind of like muskets.
Muskets. They have 2 different types. One is a flintlock, and one is called a percussion. They have a range. They have a bow and arrow range. They have the musket range. They have a tomahawk range.
How accurate are you with these muzzle guns?
Actually, I'm pretty good. At about 50 yards, I was getting in an area about that big, and I hit a pine cone at about 50 yards.
All right. Were you aiming for the pine cone?
Yes, I was aiming for the pine cone. Yeah.
I was aiming for the pine cone.
The primitive bow and arrow, that's a little bit. You can't aim that as well as a gun. That's more by feel.
How quickly can you load it?
The muzzleloader, that takes me about a minute.
Is that average?
That's actually fairly decent.
Okay. Well,
great. Well, thanks for bringing all this stuff in.
Man of many talents.
Thank you for
having me. Back
to
camera with you, huh?
Yes, that's it.
We're gonna have to get a shot with your full outfit.
Yeah. Pictures are for sale after the show.
Okay. Thanks for being here, Scott.
Thanks.